first wife of Suleiman the Magnificent. Mahidevran Sultan, the unfortunate mother of the unfortunate prince. Early life. Mahidevran Sultan's name is mentioned in various sources as Gulbahar or Bosphor. Mahidevran Sultan, who is claimed to be of Circassian origin, was born in 1498 in Bursa. Mahidevran Sultan has a brother named Mustafa and sisters named Belkis and Akil Hatun. It is said that she has 3 children in total with Sazaid Ahmed and Razieh Sultan, the first child being Sazaid Mustafa. On the other hand, Mahidevran, the daughter of Abdullah, was written on the plate placed on the sarcophagus in her tomb. This is how it is mentioned in most of the palace records. Therefore, since her father's name is Abdullah, just like those of Abdurrahman and Abdulmenan, there is a high probability that she is of concubine origin. Its name means shining like the moon of the age. Glamorous beauty shining in everyone. Therefore, the expression beautiful woman with night hair and coal eyes was used for her. It is said that she entered Sazaid Suleiman's harem during the Crimean Kefe Sanjakbi and was subjected to a special education. Marriage. She married Sazaid Suleiman in 1514 when he was the Sankak Bey of Saruhan, Manisa. She gave birth to Sazaid Mustafa, the first son of Kanuni, in 1515. She later became the mother of Sazaid Ahmed and Razieh Sultan. When Kanuni ascended the throne in 1520, she settled in the harem. Meeting with Hurrem Sultan. She led a very peaceful and blissful life until he married his wife, Hurrem Sultan, and entered the harem. Her son, Sazaid Mustafa, who was likened to his grandfather Yavuz Sultan Selim with his face and demeanor, was seen as the strongest heir to the throne. Until Hurrem Sultan had children and the number of candidates for the sultanate increased. This situation led to a great rivalry between Mahidevran Hatun and Hurrem Sultan. However, Suleiman the Magnificent showed some inclination towards Hurrem Sultan. Hafsa Sultan's death and Mahidevran Sultan's removal from the palace. Hafsa Valide Sultan, on the other hand, showed her interest in Mahidevran, but she did not hesitate to try to balance between her 2 brides. The conflict between Mahidevran and Hurrem lasted until Hafsa Sultan passed away in 1533. After the death of Valide Sultan in Dar-i-Beka, Mahidevran was removed from the harem. She was sent to her son, Sazaid Mustafa, who was the Sankak Bey in Manisa. Mahidevran Sultan lived with her son Mustafa first in Manisa, then in Amasya, Karaman and Konya. Upon the unfortunate murder of Sazaid Mustafa on the grounds that he would attempt a sultanate lawsuit against his father in 1553, she was subjected to compulsory residence in Bursa with about 10 of her employees. She spent about 10 years here, a very troubled and sad life. Her life after her son's death. As a result, she asked her husband Kanuni for help. Her debt of 34,200 akça, most of which was house rent, was paid and she was paid additionally. Moreover, in 1564, Kanuni bought a mansion for 20,000 coins in Bursa Hizar, Isa neighborhood, and saved his ex-wife from living in rented houses. In the following years, the street where this mansion was located was named Mahidevran. After he became the Sultan, too, Selim also supported Mahidevran Sultan and gave some assignments. Death of Mahidevran Sultan. Mahidevran Sultan, who attained relative comfort and prosperity in the last years of her life, had the tomb of her son Prince Mustafa built in Bursa Muradiye, today known as Mustafa-i Sadid tomb. Payment of salaries to the imam, muezzin, clerk, minister, tomb master and jujan in charge of the tomb, repair and maintenance of the tomb. She donated 2 mills and 100,000 dirhams of silver coins, as well as the house where she lived for praying, sacrificing and cooking for his soul. She also bequeathed the emancipation of 20 servants and slaves in his entourage. After her death, the slaves were freed by issuing an edict named Emancipation Paper. Mahidevran Sultan emigrated from Bursa to the Eternal Realm in 1581. Her mortal body was buried in her son's tomb.